Well, so in this video, basically we wanted to talk about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, kind of, as well as just Ratchet and Clank in general. And I'm just wondering, first of all, what your guys' favorite Ratchet and Clank games are, or standout moments, or such throughout the series, that kind of thing. And are you planning on getting Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, or have you never, played a Ratchet and Clank, that kind of thing? I'd like to see in the comments, and just general ideas that you have of that, as well as this video. So for Ratchet and Clank, basically what I wanted to talk about in this video was how I'm really excited for Rift Apart. It's currently my second favorite, or it's currently, I'd say, my second most anticipated game on PlayStation 5, behind Horizon Zero Dawn 2, or I guess it's for Horizon Forbidden West now, but is the official title, but that may not be for a while. Ratchet and Clank likely, on the other hand, will be either a launch game or a 2021 game, considering that, there's been rumors about this game being in development for a long time before it was actually officially announced, as well as the fact that, Ratchet and Clank games have been made pretty quick in the past, and the fact that it has been a long time since the last Ratchet and Clank game, and the fact that we also saw quite a bit of gameplay compared to a lot of the games that were shown in the PlayStation 5 reveal. All that basically means that most likely Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is pretty far into development, so it shouldn't be long until it comes out. I'm really excited about this, like I said, because I love Ratchet and Clank. It's my second favorite franchise. We haven't had a full-on Ratchet and Clank game at all since 2016, and even that was kind of reimaginary. So this is the first full-fledged Ratchet and Clank in a long time. As we had some smaller ones, and then, like I said, the reimaginary one of 2016 that was also kind of based off the movie that wasn't that good. So that's exciting. I feel like we'll get a lot of new weapons as well, just based off what Insomniac has said in the past, as well as the fact that in the gameplay video we did see, they already seemed to show a few new gadgets. It looked like there was kind of like a Nerf gun, tennis ball shooting thing or something. It looked like there was some sort of water shooting gadget, so that's really exciting that we may have a lot more gadgets compared to 2016, where we had a lot of returning gadgets, and that's something that's been really big in the Ratchet and Clank games, is the different weapons. So I'd be in 9 Ratchet and Clank games. I was thinking it was 9 Ratchet and Clank games total. Few I haven't played, but right now I've actually started kind of replaying a few. I officially 100%ed Ratchet and Clank Crack in Time, which was the first Ratchet and Clank game I played. Still my favorite. I 100%ed that like a month or so ago. I thought about doing a full playthrough again on it. I actually didn't. I just kind of finished off some stuff that I hadn't done to get to 100%, as I was already pretty high. But I thought about doing a full playthrough again on that, because I do forget a lot of the story and such. So I may do that, but I haven't yet. But currently I replayed Tools of Destruction. Forgot a lot of that, such as the fact that there's areas in the game where you're kind of flying through space, fighting something you didn't really see in Crack in Time, that I thought was cool. And I forgot too, on Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction, how many areas there are, and just overall how much of the game has pirate related stuff, pirate machines and such, or robots and such. I just had forgotten a lot of that. And I want to say I forget if it's that one or if it was Quest for Booty, but I believe it was in Tools of Destruction, where there's some areas where you're around pirates and such, and you disguise yourself as a pirate and do a dance and stuff. I always thought that was pretty funny and entertaining, and just pretty hilarious. But yeah, I'd forgotten a lot of the pirate stuff. So yeah, that was kind of the first one I replayed. I also just recently finished replaying Into the Nexus. I'd only ever been in it once. Most Ratchet games I actually have only been once, and that's part of why too I thought about replaying them, as well as the fact that we got the new one coming out. It's kind of the combination thing. But Into the Nexus I replayed. I'd forgotten a lot of that as well, being that I'd only played it once, and it was a while ago, around the time it actually came out, maybe a little bit later, 2013, 2014, kind of around that time period, is when I had basically last played it before this. But over the last week or two, I replayed it, I beat it. I had forgotten in Ratchet and Clank the fact that one of the guns you have is basically this ghost device, sends out like a ghost that attacks and goes really fast. I thought that weapon is really cool. Totally forgot about that weapon, but that was definitely a standout weapon in that. I also liked how there was a weapon that basically you shoot out a this kind of frightening creature thing or whatever that screeches and sends out blast waves basically with a screech. I totally forgot about that weapon too. Those are definitely, I'd say, the two kind of standout weapons in that game for me personally. I forget exactly which Ratchet and Clank games now, because part of my thing with Ratchet and Clank and trying to remember, different things is I have a hard time remembering what was in which game exactly. Sometimes, I have a hard time thinking which gadget was in one game that wasn't in another game, that kind of thing. But I know since I just played Into the Nexus, it didn't have the Groovitron, disco ball thing. That's one of the things I've liked a lot when it's been used. It's a weapon I wouldn't mind seeing return for Rift Apart. I just feel like it's a really fun, entertaining weapon to use, or gadget to use. So I did miss that in Into the Nexus, but yeah, Into the Nexus, like I said, I forgot about the ghost thing, as well as the fact that in that game, basically you level weapons up to level 6. A lot of Ratchet and Clank games you can level weapons up to level 10, but it is a shorter game, so I guess in a sense, being that it's a shorter game, you don't have as much time to level things up. So I guess in a sense it kind of means, I can kind of understand why it would be level 6 instead of level 10, although maybe it could have been level 5 or something just to make it half. Or the other thing they could have done differently is they could have made it where, because it's a shorter game, basically you level up quicker, kind of thing. Like you don't have to use the weapon quite as much, to level up, kind of thing. Like maybe it levels up twice as fast to basically make up for the fact that the game's like half the length of a lot of Ratchet and Clank games. But yeah, Tools of Destruction. So yeah, Tools of Destruction Into the Nexus are the two I've kind of replayed. Thinking about playing Quest for Booty, being that it's kind of a spin-off, almost like a DLC, if you will, of Tools of Destruction. It has a lot of pirate-related stuff in it as well, like Tools of Destruction. So yeah, I'm thinking about replaying that one. And the fact that kind of like an Into the Nexus is also on the shorter side. I don't know if I'll get to replaying other ones before Rift Apart comes out. Part of it depends just on how long is it going to be until Rift Apart comes out. But yeah, that's the one I'm currently thinking about replaying, is Quest for Booty. I may try to replay Ratchet and Clank, the first 3 on PlayStation 3, that from the HD collection. So the original 3 Ratchet and Clank games. Those I've only been once each, and it was actually just a couple years ago that I played those for the first time. And Going Commando, in particular, was my second favorite of those, and I'd say my second favorite Ratchet and Clank game overall, besides Crack in Time. So yeah, I've thought about replaying those just to kind of experience it again. And like I said, I'm sure I've probably forgotten a lot. I actually just recently too read the Ratchet and Clank art book for the first time. I had had it for a while, but had not went through it. I have a few different art books. Some I've went through, some I haven't. That was one. So yeah, that's just kind of my general thoughts when it comes to Ratchet and Clank, and just kind of replaying some. Like I said, we played 2 so far. I might play some more. Don't know if I'll actually replay all 9 or not, but that might be kind of a tall order because I have a hard time not jumping between different games, and the fact that I have a huge backlog of games. I'm probably always going to have a backlog, honestly, unless I were to win the lottery or something where I could actually just simply like retire and not have to work, and then all the fact that you'd have a lot more free time. So that's probably the only way that's going to happen, which obviously that's not likely. So yeah, that's kind of my ideas when it comes to Ratchet and Clank. But I feel like I'm just going on a little long here, so basically I just want to hear your guys' thoughts when it comes to Ratchet and Clank franchise, and are you excited for the next one? So yeah, leave your comments below, and as always, if you like this, subscribe, and I'll see you later.